All right. Let's do a new start. Cold Fusion Firemaster. See what we get. Might do a couple starts, depending on how much time it takes. Might do a couple starts and see if one of them sticks. Right. Oh, maple sitting right there under the spawn. Taunting. I mean, I may end up coming back here for it. Oh, yeah. Timberwolf Mountain. 2 more maples right here. Oh, if there's no hex on this region, that's going to be sad.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Kind of hoping that the hacksaw isn't here. I mean, I just got done doing a Blackrock / Timberwolf Mountain start. I'd like to mix it up a little bit.
Goddamn freezing.
Single birch. Might be worth it to come up here for the maples and that birch. Even closer maple. Wow, there's a lot of maples. I don't see them. I don't see the hacksaw here. A little closer look. Yeah, I don't see it here. I'll check the hut, and if it's not at the hut, I mean, I find if there's a wolf right there. 2 wolves. Ooch. 3 wolves. Wow. These will not be here when I need a bow, when I have a bow ready. I know. That really screwed me. There was good stuff in here the last time, and I skipped it. In fairness, it's like one of the few times I skipped this place, but it's definitely embarrassing to have such good stuff in here. The one time I really skip it. Sure. Try to fire with that. Got a hammer. That's nice. I don't know if that means Hacksaw is not going to be here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I just find if the Hacksaw's not in these two spots, it could be at the summit, but then there's also like a 25% chance it's just not in this region at all. So I'm not going to go to the summit to check. The next place is Pleasant Valley, and that's not a guaranteed one either. So I just find this start a little difficult. Blackrock's a little better because there are a couple places as you're coming out of Blackrock that could have cheat. No, I'm not cheating death. What am I doing? There are a couple places as you're coming out of there that the hacksaw could be. So you got like basically 2 to 3 chances in Blackrock, and then 2 chances here. But yeah, if it's not here, it's just it takes too long to get that first maple down. But I am committed to only doing random starts and not like severely fishing. You know. Oh, geez, Blackrock again. No, I'm not doing it. No, I just got done with. Get me out of Timberwolf Mountain and Blackrock, please. Not doing it. On a normal run? On a normal run, I'd probably come to... I don't know. Normal one, I'd probably come to Blackrock, actually. Because I know where there are 4 spawns where the hacksaw can be, and they're they're reliable. It's like 100%. You can also get a hammer here and a bedroll. So it's not bad. Plus, you're kind of hitting the region while the while the temperature isn't too bad, you know. All right. Ooh, Desolation Point. That's something different. Trying to avoid where the wolf is over on this side. Sometimes it can be like right over here. Looks like it's a deer this time. But I'm gonna beachcomb and maybe find a maple that way.
Can't feel my feet. Wait. I'm so cold. Warming up again.
Kind of two approaches to find a maple if you spawn here. I like to beachcomb first, and then loot Hibernia to warm up. But you know, you can totally check Hibernia for the hacksaw first. Come back here. Usually maples either behind the island or in the middle. Cut that down, get it curing. I do like beachcombing though. It also gives me an extra chance to maybe get a set of red tools out here on the ice, which is so good later on. Scrap metal is not bad either. It's a time saver. Every scrap metal you find is going to save you 15, 20 minutes at least. What do you think, Fox? Take care. And, welcome in, Sakura Angel. Now, I mean, you gotta know that, I wish you the best of luck. We all love the game. We want to see people succeed and all that. But I gotta say, I rarely see you come in here and, participate in the ongoing conversation or ask me how I'm doing. And you bring up DLC regions like Zoc to a player who intentionally does not have the DLC. So I would say just, probably just to be friendly, when you drop in a stream, just, say hi, see what everybody else is talking about, and if the topic, comes around to something that you want to share, go for it, I mean, I love hearing what other people are doing, I love hearing what everybody's doing playing this game. But, I would only say something, because I've seen you come in a lot of times and do that. So, no harm, no foul, not hating on you or anything like that. But, yeah, just clock in with the community rather than coming in and only sharing what's of interest to you. Put it that way. And I hope you take that with the best of intentions. Because I find it really difficult to know how to respond to you, because I know nothing about ZOC, really. Like, I've never been to the region myself. I know very little of what I've seen people play. Read up a little bit about it, but I really don't know, base preferences and things like that. So I am the wrong person to talk to about that.
This'll come in handy.
I know I said I'd come in here to warm up. That's not happening, though. Let me bring this upstairs. Try to find the matches here. Oh yeah, I've beachcombed a lot in the coastal regions, and it's not too bad. I mean, if you're beachcombing, especially
Looks
in
like it
coastal,
worked.
if you're beachcombing in coastal, you just follow the coast, and you'll you'll come to one of the houses, or Jackrabbit Island, Misanthrope. I mean, worst case, you could always get into a fishing hut and make a fire on the stoves. I especially like the beachcombing because it's almost always, except for Crumbling Highway, all the beachcombing is completely safe from wolves and bears unless you're carrying a lot of stink to pull them out on the ice. So yeah, I'm a big fan of beachcombing. Alright, let me do one more check down here for that hacksaw. I don't think it's going to be here though. Might have missed it. I didn't really check around the entire place here. A little easier to check with the torchlight. Oops. No hacksaw here. It can spawn in here. One last area to finish looting here, and it does sound pretty awful out there, but see if we can get over to the mine, check that place. Yep, it can spawn in the mine that like crosses the region. Not the transition cave to crumbling. Get up our one coffee. Start pulling torches. Actually, I'm gonna drop. drop those for a couple seconds here. Not gonna get them very dry, but it's something. Just gonna check in here. Sure would have liked to have a torch to check this place. It's so much slower when you can't see. Hey, undies, nice.
Candy.
That undies curse is totally gone.
Can't feel my hands. Die if I don't warm up soon.
There's a match here. You want all the coal. Yeah, they're pretty frequent. It's not like set to the maximum weather variability. But if you ever play Nagoa, the custom setting, that one has weather variability maxed out. You're gonna get really frequent blizzards, and the weather's gonna change very quickly. Thanks, Glow. Have a good night. All right. So, yeah, no beachcombed. At 4 hours here. I got a blizzard. I don't think this run's a keeper. If I'd beachcombed a maple or if I'd found the hacksaw, either one would be totally playable. You know, maple I could go get one out by the island and drop it probably within about 6 hours. I try to shoot for about 6 to 8 hours on dropping the maple, and beyond that feels a little rough. To get one now, I'd have to. I mean, forgetting about the blizzard, I'd probably quit even still, but I'd have to go to Coastal Highway, check the hacksaw spawns there, and then try to find maple in Coastal, which is difficult on its own sometimes. Oh yeah, do another start. Yeah, Nagoa is basically all the most brutal settings with custom settings. There's a few streamers that do it quite a bit, so catch a stream, you can see how bad it gets. Oh, what did I do? No, I hit resume. It's the old wolf Wrangler. Blackrock. Yeah. All right. I mean, I can't shit on Blackrock too much. I did just finish a run where I had the exact same spawn location a little earlier in the day. It was that spawn or the other spawn. So this one's maybe slightly more forgiving. It's still pretty cold. Oh, Timberwolves aren't so scary.
Find some place to escape this cold. So cold.
Yep, it's Cook's Farm. Alright, so that's one potential hacksaw spawn. Head over here to I'm going to stop by the trailer first. But then I'm going to head over to Bricklayers. That'll be another spawn. Possible. Guaranteed matches at Bricklayer too. In Blackrock there are 4. Shit. Yeah, if you're going to get into Interloper, not necessarily, you don't necessarily need to learn the hacksaw spawns right, first thing. I need to hacksaw early just because of the nature of the challenge. I need to get my collect my maple sapling for the first bow and put that down as quickly as possible. But learning them doesn't hurt. Learning the hacksaw spawns. If you're first starting Interloper, it's more about where the matches are. And then from there, as long as you're checking the like the major stop, the major stopping points, major houses and landmarks. Let's put it that way. Checking most of the landmarks, you'll find what you need. No Timby's here for once. Oh, Ash Canyon's a lovely region. Very important region. So the matches here by the fireplace are guaranteed. The ones that were out on the workbench are random. And there can be a hacksaw like right here. This door kind of covers it. Easy to miss. Alright, well, yet again, I'm going to Timberwolf Mountain to find a hacksaw. It's so weird how it feels like the game is not random because you tend to get like spawns in in clumps like this, where they just kind of repeat you over and over again. I think when I started last time, I did probably 3 practice spawns or 3 like spawn attempts. And it was like Blackrock, Timberwolf Mountain, Blackrock. Not bad, but I do like variety. I just feel like I don't keep skills fresh if I'm, just doing the same thing over and over again, right? Like I need to keep you need to keep knowledge about a lot of zones up to date. Practice different ways of approaching them. You want to talk cold, blizzardy regions, that's Blackrock for sure. Hey, good morning, B. Oh, I'm just changed my title. It's better. Yeah, you want to hit those 2 regions if you can, like really early or really late after you after you set up a bit.
Freezing water everywhere. My feet.
Guilty communities on Twitch is both a blessing and a curse. I can get that. There is that blessing curse thing for me also, just, you know, from the point of view of streaming. You know, I kind of don't really play very much, unless I'm doing like just random decorating stuff. You know, like just you know, the more menial tasks. You know, I tend not to play very much unless I stream. So yeah, definitely blessing curse from that point of view. Before I streamed, though, I'd watch and play at the same time all the time. I think I actually played more hours, you know, on a weekly basis. Played more hours before I started streaming. Oddly enough. Because, you know, if nobody's watching, I can kind of do whatever I want. I can, you know, I can play, I can pause indefinitely, I can, you know, let time pass. You know, just do whatever. I have a longer Interloper non-streamed run than I have my streamed run. My non-streamed run hit 700 days before I started streaming, and I didn't want to just jump in the middle of it. You know, with no context for people, you know. So I just started a fresh run to stream, and now that one's getting up there, 600 days. Almost gonna surpass my other one. So frostbite risks are building. Pretty typical though. I don't usually worry about don't usually worry about the frostbite. It's kind of a minor inconvenience. On such a short run, it's worth it to just keep going quickly. I'll worry about things like that when I have my first maple. Who do you think you are? I'm a professional. No, I don't get paid for it, so what am I? I'm just tenacious. How about that? Yep, there's two ways into Blackrock. This cave, and then the one that's the Keeper's Pass area that you get through Pleasant Valley. Always check your rivers for coal too. Frozen rivers. Back here again. Yeah, that rock, that cliff is looking pretty tempting right now. I don't know if I want to do another one of these. It always starts with one day, though. You'll do a day, and then you'll die in 5 minutes, and then you'll do 3 days, and then you'll die in 5 minutes. And eventually you just stop dying at 5 minutes. And you last a day regularly, and then 3 days, and then 5 days. You start to hate regions you used to love regions you used to hate, and then come back around to flip that viewpoint yet again. Alright, got maple here. Hacksaw here will be nice. And your love or hate for regions will depend on the run too. Like I really actually kind of enjoy Blackrock on a regular basis, but you know, if I keep spawning there trying to do a wolf wrangle, don't like it so much. I'm a little surprised the wind didn't blow out this torch. It's picking up right when he was charging at me. And PB was my absolute go-to region. Especially prior to the wildlife refresh. Absolute go-to region. Spent so much time there just eating bear meat and lasting days and days and days and days. Alright. Nothing, oh, mag lens. Yay. Yep. Alright, boys. Chow time. Are you kidding? Maybe I just play this out now. Stagger start. Alright.
Goddamn freezing.
Pet the doggy. Oh. Oh man, I'm not having any luck with these starts. This is how it goes. Something different, please. Something I haven't done in a while. Ash Canyon, which is basically Timberwolf Mountain all over again. All right. It's a great region. It's not so great for this challenge. It's a bit like it's like Blackrock without a hacksaw, because I still have to go to the Timberwolf Mountain. This isn't even the good spawn. Executive decision. It's more about feel than anything else. Like, gotta be excited about the run. And I'm just not excited about that start. Can't get behind it. We'll try another one. Alright, something different. You drifted back. Go to bed. No, I'm just doing Wolf Wrangler starts. Like just random starts. I finished up my my most recent one. Succeeded. Three maples near three strikes. Three maples near three strikes.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Dang it. Shouldn't have looked at him. Check over here, actually. Little out of the way from my hacksaw search, but it's a bedroll spawn, and I'm never going to come out this way again. So, tiny detour. Let's have this ready just in case he gets ornery. Go to the farm. Trying to guess if I'm wondering if maybe B has fallen asleep again, and I should just switch games and switch voices, so she comes back really confused. Villain. I have to I have to live up to the title you gave me. I was totally content just being just average guy, but now you've turned me into a villain, and I just gotta follow that dream. I had never considered it until you and Metal gave me the title.
That'll come in handy. use this. That should help warm things up.
All right. Yeah, I did. I took a drink and didn't put it down until I was close. But I saved the finger. Just barely. Boy, how did I do that? Was I muted to answer that question? How'd you do that? If I was, sorry about that. Oh, okay. Alright, that's going down nicely. Get a couple of mushrooms out here.
Can't feel my feet.
But I was totally willing to get that frostbite just to get the maple down quick. But as soon as I had the maple, it's like, no, 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 save the finger. Really? Just one rabbit? One wabbit?
I'm so cold, I'm warming up again. I'll die if I don't warm up soon.
Oh, it kicked on. Damn it. Really? That bar had so much... Oh, come on. Oh, that bar had so much time left on it. Shit. Alright. Here I was bragging. Sad. I'm really confused by that. It was like about here. This other one is about here. I can't imagine how it progressed that quickly. Dang it. Alright, I do want to get out of here pretty quick. This is my only fire until I find matches. Well, it shouldn't give you... I don't know. I mean, I thought it only gives you frostbite when it fills. I don't think there's a like a dice roll associated with it. I think infection risk has something like that, like a dice roll component to it, but didn't think this did. Dang it. Well, let's hope I can get this fire in here. Yeah, it might be something where it like checks on an interval, and the risk of the risk bar, if it's 90% at the end of that interval, it'll check. Like I said, that's how infection risk works, but I've never looked into how the details of the frostbite work. None of that's really, a lot of it's guesswork. They don't tell us precisely how these things work. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, what I can guess is that it probably whatever the interval that it checks in probably is equivalent to, just about equivalent to, how long it takes to fill if you're cold. And so if you've, resolved it in time, it'll, it won't give it to you, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh dear, wish I could stay longer,
Just need to
but
close my eyes.
I can't. All right. I mean, it's just not something I've looked into, really. Like, it's it makes sense for sure. I think this is the dead end over here. Definitely makes sense. And I've gotten. It's not the first time I've gotten frostbite with some kind of weird circumstances, because I push it quite a bit. I mean, for how much I get frostbite, I've not looked into it greatly. I So, like, frostbite has, its condition is whether the extremity is covered, right? If it's, covered and protected from the cold. And that's a situation where, you could still have a risk, it could still be uncovered, and then it checks for the interval. But hypothermia, its only condition is, is your warmth meter empty? And so when it hits that 100%, it probably works the same way, but it's just that the condition is a little different. So effectively you get hypothermia when it fills. I've never gotten a weird hypothermia, like, while I'm sitting in a cave warming up or anything like that at like 99%, but with like one up arrow. I've never gotten hypothermia in that situation. Alright, I'll leave that here just in case it's windy. I'll come back for it. Yeah. Alright, I could push on. Through the blizzard. I would be able to actually get to the dam before night, which is probably a safe call since I don't have a bedroll. And then I could just deal with... Wow, the main thing is I really want to loot that dam with the light, if I can. That blizzard probably just started. It could be hours. And the only thing I have really is Reishi to prepare and this bunny to harvest. So I think I'll just push through the blizzard. Get to the dam. At least the wolf won't be out here. So small benefit, possibly. I mean, there's a lot of protected wind spots, but it's so twisty that nothing works consistently. It made it a little ways. Still got a good amount of time before there's even a chance of an aurora. I mean, you know, blizzard. It's not going to happen during a blizzard, obviously, but it could switch. Oh, hello, frostbite risk, my old friend. Bedroll? Yes, bedroll. Nice. Now I could just sleep through an aurora.
Hope nobody needs this anymore. Better take this food. always use more food. We need a horse. Need to find some place to escape this cold. Damn, I'm freezing. anything right now. Never would have thought to look here.
Maybe I'm just quiet. Oh, hello, bear.
I've never been so hungry in my life. I need to find food. My fingers feel numb.
I'm regretting not waiting out that blizzard, actually. I don't know if I would have had enough fuel to do it. It actually would have just been passing time, but if it had ended quickly, I would have been able to loot the dam and possibly find matches there, and if the hammer is there, I've been able to see it. As it is right now, I don't know if this is a wild goose chase, if I walked right by it.
Too cold to think. What have we here?
Here, gonna go to the regular lookout.
I could eat anything.
Eek. Guy screwed up the goat here. Oopsie. Any fall you can walk away from. Damn it. Oh, almost made it. smash open another can here soon.
Surrounded by snow and nothing to drink.
There's the lantern. I guess if I don't find the hammer out here, I can always go back to the dam. Not very warm at all.
All I can think about is food.
You know, enough warmth to maybe get down to the camp office.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Thank you for the feathers, Leslie. Very kind of you. Alright, come on. Fire Striker, yes. I was just gonna say, could be the miracle Fire Striker here. Saved. Who needs matches now? Styling with the Fire Striker.
Goddamn freezing. I need something to drink, and soon.
It's all falling apart for you, isn't it, Will? Moose marks. Ooh. Could get spicy.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
God, he freaked me out. It's like, oh no, no. Not the moose. See if the wolf is out here and maybe if he'll give me a hand with that deer. Be very kind of him if he would do that. Get him. Get him. Oh, you even killed him in a nice spot, too. Nice. Excuse me. Pardon me? East.
Anything like that now.
Nom nom nom. It's like, what am I doing? I could just go over here and get a cooking pot. That'll make it a lot faster. I could use a little more fuel. I was looking a little desperate a few minutes ago. Yoink. I'll be back. I do have an interesting opportunity with this deer. Is like I actually could micro harvest it. I'm gonna get him down a little bit lower, but I can actually cook 0.1 kilogram strips on this guy if I do it right. Little tedious. I mean, it takes IRL time, not really much game time at all. Let me get two big pieces here, maybe. Take it all the way up to 5.1 and then back it back down. And now I can harvest 0.1 pieces, as long as I don't exit that window. each one of these pieces will count for +1 cooking skill. Yep. It's easiest to do with like rabbits, or if you've, if you brought it down. It's so tedious to go like all the way up like on a bear. You have to go like to 30.1 and then back all the way down. But not too bad. You can really do it with any amount, any leftover amount there. 0.2s, 0.3s, whatever. But you have to go through the entire animation, which doesn't actually take up any game time, It's just it's me clicking. That's the tedium. I don't do this a lot. Alright, so I'm just going to leave it at a 0.1 and then I can exit out. Make sure my fire is all set. Yeah, see, that didn't take any time really. Yeah, I see a lot of people do this on bear and moose, but especially bear doesn't make any sense to me because you really can't eat these as you're leveling up cooking, right? All those little strips, because every one increases your risk. Whereas, a deer, you can just go to town on it. You don't get as many cooking points, but you can do it every single time you get a deer. And you can eat every little bit. Yep, so that's another 0.1. I think I can stop there. Where I'm at. I'm trying to put all these little pieces in one spot.
Dusk, so night can't be far behind.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the micro harvesting is it doesn't take up a lot of game time. So, the weather, won't necessarily change. Let me set this a little bit. Where's the big piece? It also takes, a little bit of game time because you have to go through each eating animation also. So, like, nothing's being accelerated. Normally when you harvest, okay, so let's say, see this point 1 only takes 2 minutes game time, which is about the same time it takes to break down a torch, right? The animation is 30 seconds. So the game isn't moving very quickly. Whereas normally when you harvest a piece, if I were to harvest like a 1 kilogram piece, it would take 15 minutes. And, so that's 15 minutes of game time, only 30 seconds of IRL time. So see, this hardly as even hardly is cooked. So yeah, to micro harvest, the what you give up is a lot of real time, you know, and this tedium of clicking and watching this animation over and over again. But game time, it's fine. Like you're not losing anything doing this. It's essentially the same game time as if I were harvesting this in one big chunk. No problem. Absolutely no problem. It's weird to like wrap your head around, you know, how the time progresses differently in the game than IRL, and the variable rates that happens.
Getting kind of thirsty.
I think these are all larger pieces. Then over here. This is great to do, you know, if you can prep this and do it at a 6-top stove, because you can burn through these really quickly, get them all done. I mean, the cooking doesn't take any longer than if they were in a full big piece. But you know, it's a lot of maintenance, a lot of watching over. Nope, not really. Like from the game's perspective, nope, doesn't take any longer. I mean, maybe a little bit. Like, you know, this, you know, the second or two it takes me to click the harvest button, maybe. You might lose that little bit. Nope. Might set up multiple fires. Once it's all done harvesting, I think I'll set up a couple fires here and cook these through. Yeah, I think that's why, you know, doing something like this doesn't really hurt my time on a wolf wrangle, because it, you know, the game is still ticking at its own rate. And I don't think it's no more wear and tear on the hacksaw, and it doesn't speed up carcass harvesting either. Both of those I think are just purely based on the game time that you harvest. You get 1 skill point for 1 hour of game time harvesting. Getting a little bit of wind here.
I need some water.
Well, I think this is protected over here. Yeah, the like carcass harvesting doesn't. The tool doesn't matter. So actually, if you want to level carcass harvesting more, more per animal, you would use your hand, like you'd use your hands probably, because that takes the longest, right? If you can use your hands.
All right.
Yeah, it's that's also why the carcass harvesting book is fine. It's great actually because it's 10 hours to read and you get 10 skill points, which is the same as harvesting an animal, but you can actually, you know, right, you don't have to have the animal. You can read the book indoors in safety. You don't have to use any fuel. This is great for stink too, like these little tiny pieces because they weigh hardly anything. And but each one, you know, each one increases the scent meter more than carrying, you know, larger pieces would. Got a little bit left on him. It does take more game time to eat, actually. Because you have to go through the whole eating animation, which is the same whether it was a large piece or a small piece. But, you know, not really losing any time doing that. That's one major downside from this is you can't do any like long tasks, like harvesting the hide or the guts off this while cooking these tiny pieces doesn't work. So maybe a little hit on the multitasking. Can't really prepare anything. You might be able to do like, for 5 minutes, you could probably prepare birch teas, I guess. Break down torches. No, but not a lot. So. Semi-micro harvest the rabbit. It's at a 0.3. Couple more sticks would help me out here a little bit. Oh my gosh. Funny carnage. Delicious. We'll skip on it here.
Not sure why I feel so tired.
Put in a lot of work there, Will. Give a rest.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Sorry, buddy. It was you or me. I'm gonna loot in here. I didn't see the typical herbal tea spot, but I'll look throughout everything. Two big pieces there, medium pieces, and tiny. Keep the water on me.
I think I can use this. This will come in handy.
Hey, Scoreboard. How you doing? This was a PV start up north, Three Strikes area. Kind of by the trader prepper cache. Yep, PV start. Oh, the moose is here. Isn't he glorious? Yeah, I always do random starts and standard interloper, non-custom. I finished up my ninth completed run. Ninth completed Wolf Wrangler tonight. Beat my last time, so happy about that. Beat it by about 6 hours. Let's go with that. Oh, Moosey Moose. Oh yeah, I had a bunch of time left over, so I decided to try to do some more starts and see if one of them caught. Check over here again for feathers. Kind of an overhang. The feathers might actually be up on top of the rock. Oh, got a couple here. Yeah, thanks. What have you been up to?
Can't feel my feet.
Bonus maples. Nice. A big clump of birch here at the Trappers, though. Otherwise, it's not feeling good.
Just want to lay down for a bit.
Bet your Max has some feathers for me. Don't you, Max? One feather, Max? You're slacking off. Unacceptable. Do better next time. Boy, no birch. Right, okay, I gotta warm up and go look for more birch. Drop everything I got here. Strictly warm up and then get out. Got the hammer though. But I think I need birch before I go forging. One's not gonna cut it. That'll be ready in 3 days from this point. I got some time. Forging doesn't take that long. Sadly, I'll have to leave the work boots here until I can get some more cured leather.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Alright, that's not bad. Then wool. Pretty solid. I don't actually have too far to go to look for birch, but I do need a little bit of warmth. I'm really hoping they're just down the hill here. A little windy, I suppose. Doesn't matter how much I warmed up, I'm gonna get cold, a little cold. Cold a little fast, put it that way. Yeah.
Can't feel my hands. Die if I don't warm up soon.
There we go. Whew. Might be saved. Run might be saved. I'll get back to trappers here, and then I'm gonna kind of pause and assess, see where I'm at, see what everything looks like. Got the hammer, I'm ready to forge. I don't have a lot of scrap metal. Unfortunately, that's going to take a lot of time to harvest. That's going to be a big hit, and I may not be able to make as many arrows as I normally would, but there's going to be a good number of scrap on the way there, but again, there's just not quite enough. Be plenty of scrap for just like a normal interloper run, but a few extra arrowheads. Not as many as I made last time though. I think I'm getting.
It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
I'm getting better, and I don't need as many arrowheads. I used to lose a lot of them. I had like 9 extra arrowheads on that last run. Maybe 10. I had a couple broken arrows, so maybe 10 extra arrowheads. Which is crazy. I mean, I made 20. I found 2 more. I can't imagine forging only 12. That feels like a recipe for disaster. But I mean, the numbers don't lie. Like, definitely had extra. 6 birch down. What is it? Day 2. Basically 2.5. I spawned in mid-morning. Day 2.5 now. Maybe he'll be ready day 7, maybe late day 6. The weather were a little better. I could travel to the forge tonight. That'd be the best way to do it, I think. Let's warm up. Let me get an hour's sleep. Scrap there. Yeah, I might need the metal shelf at Spence's. Do an hour's sleep. I'll check the weather. Pretty awful. Oh, let me make sure I have the hammer. Yeah, not leave the hammer. Hammer time. I think I'll just have to make do. I'll just, I'm gonna get a few extra coal from this cave and then start heading out. I might actually wrap it up just about here. Kind of a annoying place to end it. I prefer to get done with the forging, but I can do the forging trip at the beginning. It's not too compelling to watch. Forging, crafting. um, I'll loot this while I'm thinking about it. I'd rather save coming out. Oh, no matches. That's what I was saying about this being a weird run. Fire striker run. Which, honestly, I'm kind of down for. This striker is not bad. Windy as hell. Try to keep in the wind protection here, but it's not going to last very long. Going through the laundry list of things I probably should have left behind there. I'll drop them over here at the entryway. That way if I don't go straight to trappers, I can at least pick them up.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Nice. Simple tools. That can be some scrap metal. Drop the quality ones here. Yep. Carrying a lot of sticks. That's the big part of the weight. Let's go. I think I'll try to make it to calm. Yeah, let's make a fire here.
So cold.
A little bit of protection here.
Come on.
I think I might take a save right here. Take a risky 1 hour sleep.
It worked.
Oops. I'll have to remember as soon as I log in, I need to grab this water. I'm sure I'll hear it. So, yeah, that'll be my save for tonight. A weird start. I consider this a pretty weird start. But 2 days, 14 hours. So at about 5 days, 12 hours, I can start crafting arrows. And then probably at about 6 to 12 hours, I'll have like 24 hours to make arrows, and I can make a good number in that time. Myself maybe a day to forge and then get back. Maybe figure out some additional food along the way. Another wolf-killed deer over by trappers would be perfect. Yeah, a lot to think about. All right, wrap it up there for the night. Thank you everybody for stopping by and hanging out, and I will see you soon.